quick question. Woolly Bay is near the Pomarge, right?
The bay basically, as you come out south of Greyhawk, it opens up the Sellington River, which is in this corner right here. You guys should be seeing it. This is the river that runs beside Greyhawk. You saw on the map.
Okay.
So it goes down, and then Woolly Bay splits into one side is where you're going to be at, which is the east, hard by, and the ways there's Safeton and you go down to it. It's the Pomarge and everything else to the west.
Okay. I'm trying to get the geography straight in my head.
Yeah. So basically, you could have gone by Bland as well, but you could have easily take a river barge. You took a river barge down the Sellington River, and then you go to Hardby, which is here. So you're going southeast, mostly south.
Sounds good.
Not west, not yet.
That means like Narwhal is still to the west of us, then.
Yes,
Okay.
Narwhal, Safeton, yeah, all that. You're.
Am I imagining wrong? Wouldn't Narwhal be to the east of us?
Not from your right now. In Hardby, no.
Wait, Hardby isn't north of Greyhawk?
No, south.
South, but it's southeast then of Greyhawk?
Yes.
Okay.
Southeast, yeah.
Sorry, I thought the river that went into Greyhawk went like almost perpendicular, like northeast to southwest.
It's next like this, so yeah, it goes northwest and then turns around. Yeah. It's not a not a highway.
Not yet,
I mean, I don't know. I paid more attention to the south of Greyhawk map area, not the.
Yeah. So you're going this. If you were to cross from Hardby, you would go in this direction to go to Safeton, and then from Safeton, either the Narwhal or your holdings.
Oh, okay. Then I know where this is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize this was the opening out to the giant sea area.
Yeah, Woolly Bay right here.
Yeah, I didn't realize that's what Woolly Bay was. Didn't remember that. I remember when I was drawing that, hey, this is how we had to go to that island that Pando wanted to go to a long time ago.
Oh, that's way.
Yeah. But I drew the line down the river to the sea in all the places we would have to go. I didn't remember this area, which was part of it.
So, actually, let's start with, well, first of all, everybody, hello. We're already probably on stream. We're about 15 minutes. So, hi, everybody. Welcome back to another Saturday night with the group. We're here to play Into the Wild Coast, a 5th edition Greyhawk adventure. With us, we have the following group of people. I am your GM, Lessons, and let's begin, shall we? Let's start with Theta, who was describing where he was and trying to find his bearings in the world.
Yeah. Alexander Wraith, Oath of the Crown Paladin, Fallen Asimir. I am hunted by visions of war. My celestial liege has shown me I can't get the images of violence out of my mind. I do what I must and obey just authority. Someone saved my life on the battlefield. To this day, I will never leave a friend behind, and I obey the law, even if the law causes misery.
Wraith would save someone's life.
Yep.
And then,
that's
3
so
others.
great of him.
And sadly, 3 others would die in the process, knowing Braith.
Next up, we have Griffin.
Everybody, I'm once again Baron Kicks the Shield, the cool and calculating dragon-born battlemaster fighter. He believes heroes stand up against all challenges, those under his command and responsibility come first, and he has an immense ego and delusions of grandeur. That's why he's the Baron.
Next, we have Justin.
All right, I am Justin. First of all, happy Halloween. I am one of those other players. I am playing Alexander Klein Ollivander. And yeah, he is a warlock whose power is fathomless.
I think you meant Marcus.
Wow, thank you, Marcus. Klein Ollivander.
It's getting deep into Halloween, yeah.
It's Marcus's brother, Alexander. Oh no.
It's true. He's the evil one. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
You can tell he has a goatee.
And next up we have Pandaren.
Hey guys, it's Panda playing Axios Kyrakis, no longer Barakat. He uses flattery to direct attention away from himself. He likes seeing the smiles on people's faces when he performs. He no longer has a struggling identity, and is instead just unsure of himself at this point, I think, as all most young people are in this generation, myself included. And he has a new magical instrument of semi-recentness
Mhm.
with various spells, like healing.
Last but not least, we have Robert, who is playing a guest character. Well, one of two guest characters
Do you
tonight.
want? Oh shit! I have
Oh,
multiple
boy.
roles. Do you want me to introduce him now, or should I wait till later?
Well, actually, let's start with you with the introduction officially with you and the other guest character, which is Fawn Riverwood. You find yourself in a shady tavern. Early, it's past the new year, and let's put you in the map of Hardby. You have been after you made contact with the Thieves Guild, you left the syndicate. You have been running basically well, scarce, if you will, trying to stay away from prying eyes because the syndicate doesn't take lightly to people who betrayed them. And you don't trust the Thieves Guild because, like most humans here, they would probably take your head and put it in a pike. At
Yeah.
best, this is a an alliance of convenience. And across the table is Fawn Riverwood. Can we have a description of Fawn?
We absolutely can. So Fawn would be a young woman of about 20 years old.
Mhm.
She's relatively tan, mid-length, light brown hair, very intelligent, wears common clothes, very, very book-focused. But overall, she is just level-headed across the board.
Mm-hmm. And right now you're discussing your situation. You've been working for a couple of days doing things, but what's your name? What's Axus? Karganis.
Yes.
Karganis hasn't really filled you in, so now would be the time to fill you in on what his side of the story is, as we discussed. To Fawn, because Fawn basically is doing an investigation, and you right now are sitting at the table, sort of putting things together, see what she knows and what you know, and see if you can get some kind of coherent pattern to what's going on.
Well, it's
Uh,
quite simple then.
Also, if we're going into a new day, I will make a roll for Fawn, and then I'll note it down. Cool.
So this is where you want me to describe it, what's going on then to Fawn?
Yeah, from your point of view, yeah.
Well, so far, the biggest issue right now is that Grala is no longer in power. Her son's dead, and the new boss is pretty much trying to put all of us on the shit list who keep asking questions. And basically, that's why I'm running. Too much of a hassle at this point. Does that match your information? Do you know anything about this Melvin yet, or no?
What does Fawn know? She came after her expedition to the Cairns, potato, fantasy names.
Tomato.
Actually, that's tomato. Yeah. She there was somebody who apparently was trying to sabotage the expedition. There were no deaths, but you and your teacher, your master, kept coming up empty. They got a couple of trinkets, but nothing important. He decided to follow up the investigation in Greyhawk, found some met up with a half drow fellow, elf half drow fellow, who pointed her in the direction of a certain cult that was operating in the area. And he said that perhaps there had been an incident early in the year and in the arena, and the former arena master actually literally fled flying into the direction of Hardby. and he suspects that there might be some connection there. He also put you in contact with somebody from the oligarchy, an agent of them, not directly a member, saying that they had found a spike of prices. Basically, there was a lot of gold being pumped into the hard buy economy, and they were worried that when you came to hard buy, you realized and there was essentially a power struggle. One Adeline Tiari was claiming to be the true genatrix or genatrix. What that means is hardbuy originally and has been run by women, by matriarchy. That was all until the Sagig, the Mad Mage, came around several centuries before, and he was the last scion of the Ugaran family, which where the line from which the genatrixes come from. So supposedly it died with them. After that, a series of other women have come in and take over, but they've taken the title of despotrix, meaning think of like Return of the King, where the king, the seat of the throne of the king is empty, but their chancellor is taking their place until such time as a real genatrix could come back. And this Daria fellow is openly claiming that she is descendant of the Ukrainian family, and that she is the one that should be the new genatrix. And in the process, she also wants to declare independence from Greyhawk. So there's some tension there. So that's what you know coming in. It's a convoluted, complex situation politically, etc. So, and then you get your newfound friend telling you that there's a trouble afoot on the underworld of the city, and seems like you have your work cut out for you. Trying to find out what the heck is going on. And oh, by the way, a friend of yours, well, I don't know exactly the relationship that you have, an old friend of you just literally come back from the dead and told you that he was heading this way after you told him that, you were here. Just to spice things up.
A lot on your plate, isn't it? I assume we're talking about Fawn, not me, because if I
Yeah.
know all that, holy shit.
Yeah, that's what Fun knows. What is she willing to share? And this is more for all the players, but also for the audience to know. I leave that entirely up to Mark,
Yeah. No, if it's underworld and dealings and stuff like that, anything that seems relevant to the situation that isn't problematic is she would probably share.
Mhm.
Alrighty then. I
Okay,
mean,
so
as
go ahead.
far as details, well, I couldn't really tell you anything else other than the names of people and where they came from. But something's going wrong here, and the fact that they're bringing an influx of people outside is really putting a hamper on business. So perhaps maybe investigating that would be in your best interest.
Well, I'm here.
Mm. And let's switch to the rest of the party. You are the riverboat that you were taking is moving in through a hard bay, from which hard by originally took its name. It had a different name back. Let me see if I have the picture of hard by harbor. I'll show it to the players. And yes, those two statues are actual statues of the hard bay. Hard by's bay.
I dig it.
Uh-huh. The question is, Marcus, had you had other contact with Fawn after the last message?
I don't have a method of communicating, so no.
So she hasn't sent another message to you.
I'm gonna leave that up to you, but I'm gonna from if she's dealing with this here, I'm gonna
Mhm.
say no.
Yeah.
I can imagine that this has kept people relatively busy.
Yeah. So you're coming in. This is, of course, still a significant size city, but it's much smaller than you're used to in Greyhawk, of course. More the size of Safetown or even Narwhal, one of the many cities in the area, city-states in the area. Even in winter, the port is pretty, pretty busy. And you can see that there's been a smattering of snow on the streets as you come in. In fact, the sun is falling as you are weighing anchor, and by the time you come into the docks here, let me see. Did I change you guys to the page? Appropriate page? Yes, I did. Around here, at night is falling. So here you have a picture of hard by night. And that's water and mud from the recent snowfall. It's not heavy. It wasn't heavy. In fact, most of it is melted already, but it's still kind of in the ground. So
as part of coming into harbor, is this like someone has to get off and tie off the boat situation?
I mean, yeah, the crew can do that. They know how to do it, right?
I can make it easier because I also signed up to help with the actual passage. I was hired as part of the crew.
Oh yeah, they just
So once we get there, I'll literally grab the rope, jump out, swim up, and then tie it.
The barge
I have
master.
120-foot dark vision.
The barge master, once you're done, is like, honey, they're taking a couple of seconds to just wait till we reach the shore, but I appreciate it.
I did it for the swim. It had been a little bit of time since I jumped off the boat and swam, so.
And she looks at the water, who's now getting tired, and is like, "Oh."
And I'm not shivering either. Like I'm just standing there wet.
Yeah.
The concern that I would have is that Marcus has a lot of wear and tear on his outfits.
Yeah.
Constantly going out and out of water.
He's not wearing his good outfit. He's not wearing his good outfit for working on a boat.
I just mean anything. You're constantly looking for any reason to jump in the water and out again.
Oh yeah, during the passage, like if there was downtime, I would have been swimming beside the boat. Like I would have been checking the water, like.
Yeah, you're that character from Cabin Boy.
And like people would have probably gotten very concerned because there would have been periods of like half an hour where I would be under the water, not coming up for air.
Yeah, by the time, in fact, if we're not for the barge master and her ways of calming her crew, most of them were getting nervous. Right, like, the sooner you get off, the better, right? I mean, this place is south enough that you don't see ice on the river and like that, but you do occasionally see snow and some else that being light, so it's not that cold. It doesn't get that cold, but yeah, people are like, okay.
Well, not the first friend I've had that can hold their breath for hours at a time.
Really?
You never saw Gar go underwater, did you?
No.
You didn't take that boat trip with us, did you?
He was underwater when we were scouting the gold, right?
Yes.
That thing?
Yeah.
So we also had like water breathing potions.
I still have that too. I didn't use mine.
And you had a diving bell as well. So.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You hold up the potion and it's just you need a potion to do that.
Gosh, that feeling when I'm the best swimmer here, but everyone else can just stay underwater forever.
Oh, you're not the best swimmer here.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. That's one less thing I'm good at.
You'll have to get good, bro.
So you come in. So what are your plans? I mean, you're in the city. You're looking for fawn. What are you going to do? People are hurrying up because it's even with the snow and the muck, it is cold enough that most people, aside from Marcus, are feeling the cold, and so they're like, "Yeah, no, let's get off the streets."
Just
Right.
just a full-on recap for an idiot like me.
Uh-huh.
Is the only reason that we're here to find fawn?
Yes.
Okay. Good to
So
know. That's it.
Pretty much.
I was like, yo, I'm gonna go catch up with my friend. If you guys want to come, go for it.
I should make sure that we all have lodging, so I'll go take care of that for everyone.
Mhm.
If you need me,
Mo-
you'll know where I am. There can't be that many inns in town.
Then I'll accompany Kicks.
Yeah. There are not that many. I mean, in the area that you're here in Fishtown, as the name suggests, that's where
Mhm.
most of the fishmongers, etc. Yeah, most of these inns and taverns are for sailors and the like. There's not a lot of sailors, so most of the rowdiness of this area has piped down. Again, it's winter, and people are staying mostly home. So if you want to go somewhere more upscale, you have to go to the north end to Trade Town.
Mhm.
I'm not going upscale for my search because I know that she's investigating into something, and in a
Yeah,
place
but
like
this is
this,
just us trying to find a
upscale is
room, I
not
think.
investigation. Yeah.
And here,
Yeah.
I think Kix's minimum level is we're not all sleeping on the common room floor together with all of our expensive equipment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Again.
no,
you
that makes
you
sense.
find a two-story inn and tavern called the Flopping Fish.
Mhm.
And as you come in, Marcus, because you have this incredibly ability to just be extremely observant, you
Yep.
notice in the corner, even though, and also you can see in the dark. So even in the dark of the corner, you recognize Fawn, and she's sitting with someone else. But the person has her back to you. But you notice that there's something off about this person. You don't know exactly what it is.
Okay. I'm gonna wait to make an insight check.
Yeah,
Until
you would have to
until
sort
I'm
of turn
closer.
around and see their faces, right?
Yeah.
This place is half full, right?
Okay.
Again, normally most of the year this will be full of sailors and and people who are in the fish market, etc. But workers, etc. Think about that sign in Mandalorian where they hit the fish town, right? That port
Yeah.
town. Yeah,
100%.
but think it half empty because it's. I mean, if you've been to any major fish markets like in Seattle's fish market or other big cities that are, that's usually it's kind of a sign, but it's cold enough that most people are like, yeah, no, let's stay indoors or in our homes or somewhere else where business is still booming. Not
Alright.
here. So you go, yeah, you go to the bartender slash innkeeper, and he's like, he has wearing an apron, and it's like, and has a typical anchor tattoo on one arm, right, on his left arm. But what can I do you for?
Well, I know first of all I would like some dwarven whiskey, if you have some.
I think I could spare some. Yeah.
Alright.
Special reserve is going to cost a gold.
That's fine. That's fine for me.
Yeah, he puts out a shot glass basically, like,
Perfect.
and it's brown. It's brown, but it's clear brown, right? It's sort of like at first somebody might think it's like you're drinking dirt, but that the this is actually pretty good, right? This is
Perfect.
there's that joke from Dragon Age Origins, like the ale tastes like dirt because that's what they make it from. But but this is actual dwarven, whiskey, and it's pretty potent, right? It seems dark in the top, but when you look down at the glass, it actually becomes clear on the bottom. So it's pretty fine aged whiskey.
Additionally to that, that table over there in the corner, do you know what that gentleman likes to drink?
And he looks at you, and he looks at them. Is like, I would suggest you take a drink.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. It's simply because I do not know him, but I do know the woman. So, I will for her, I will get a awful combination of like the equivalent of vodka and elven wine because it's what she used to drink.
Like a
But-
like a
but
wine
you-
spritzer? Is it like a
Oh,
cheap
no.
wine spritzer? Yeah.
like a cheap wine spritzer that slightly burns, and
Uh-huh.
it tastes awful. So I'll get her that. I'll get him whatever his order is, and I'll head over to the table.
Yeah, he basically makes a mixture. He he is an actual bartender. He knows how to mix drinks.
And I tell him what it is, and he probably gives me a look of like, "Oh, that's not a good drink."
He basically says, "So you want barnacle cleaner? Okay, I can do that." That's
Yes,
not
no,
very
it's
popular. Not very
it-
popular.
it
I'm
was
gonna
her-
give you
it was
for a
her
copper
choice
because
before.
that's one tough lady. I'll tell you that much.
It's
And he
true.
mixes up and gets you in a glass. It's like, there you go, a copper for that.
Perfect. I'll pay the copper, and I'll give you another silver piece, and whatever his next drink is, I cover it.
Right. And he turns around and sort of gives you a little look over the head, like, checks his head like that, and says something to someone else. And the person's gonna speak up. It's like,
And I will walk over and just put the drink in front of her.
he was like, excuse me, by the gods. And
It's
is she as tall or shorter than you are?
oh, far shorter.
Okay, she literally goes into tiptoes and kisses you full on the mouth.
Yeah, no, I take it. I kiss back.
And you're
so-
seeing all this, Cargus is like, what the hell's going on here? Somebody put a drink in front of you, whatever you're
He
drinking,
is
meat or whatever.
5'4", and
Yeah.
I am 5'11". So yeah, I've got some
And
height on her.
not quite tiptoe, but yeah.
I say, friend of yours.
And she's sort of like, yes, friend of mine. Marcus, take a seat.
Of course.
Perhaps we
This-
can conduct our business later then.
Actually, maybe. You can wait for me. I need to talk to Marcus here. But don't go too far, please.
You see, like this, like pretty, like almost like maybe over 6 foot tall dude just stand up, and you can barely get his features because he's basically wearing like almost like it's like a Barracat 2.0 in a lot of ways. He's kind of wearing like a face covering, almost like a mask.
Jeez. Fucking
Yes.
Or you can
goddamn copycats.
But you can make
Before-
your insight. Yeah, you can make your insight now.
Not
The
yet.
only thing you
Not yet.
notice is that he has long hair that's tied in a ponytail and it is dyed blonde.
Well, before you go, I'm pretty sure you'll be called back because ridiculous conversation is all I've gotten into since I've returned to life. My name is Marcus Klein Ollivander, and it's an absolute pleasure to make your acquaintance and hopefully speak further. And he offers it a handshake.
I do not shake your hand. I just nod and I walk away.
Subtle nod, then sits down.
Making
Yes,
friends already, are we?
I am officially back from the dead. Never died, but legally I had to go through the process. More scarred now than I was before, but
You look like you
Stranger.
filled up a little bit as well.
yes, apparently when a deity decides to save you from death, you change.
I'm not gonna question that.
Oh,
Um,
no, hold on. I can actually absolutely show you show you something interesting. You know how before I was just a bitchy person who could like talk about stuff, right?
I'm hoping that you have changed.
That absolutely has. It is.
Yes.
I've been playing a game. It's been fun to get away from it. Is there anywhere with water close by that isn't someone's drink?
You're probably gonna have to either ask for a cup of water or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. I'll ask for a cup of water and I'll just
Mhm.
start to shape it in my hand and play with it.
And she kind of just kind of slaps your hands like, don't show off. It attracts attention, and I do not want to attract more attention than already is on me.
My apologies. My apologies. What's going on? First of all,
Ah.
pleasure to see you. You're looking phenomenal.
Thank you. I noticed that you didn't come alone.
Yes, I'm traveling with some companions. One of them is a political figure, and I made the
Yeah.
suggestion that they could come if they wished, and they chose to.
So now you have companions.
Well, I was on an island. I don't know how far across the world for 5 years,
Mhm.
and I came across a baron from Greyhawk.
Um, okay.
Then I came back after helping defeat some of the Yonti there and all of that. And I have, in a very short time, got my family's name back to some form of, at least a place to get some honor. Fought the
Mhm.
devil, and also got the property that was burnt down that I was not aware of.
Yes, I heard about that. I'm sorry I wasn't there to do more to
It's,
help.
it is brick and mortar. There's nothing more. I'm probably going to gift it to some organization, anyways, to do something with.
Well, there's the issue of your family as well. I know your sister is still around, but I'm sorry for your loss when it comes to your parents.
Oh, thank you so much. No, I plan on getting revenge and viciously taking the life from the people who did it.
And she kind of gives you a look like, good to know.
Now, first, of course, I will offer them the chance to properly go through the law and be imprisoned and all of that, but I doubt they'll accept.
Oh, how generous. Um, Frankly, I have to admit, Marcus, that if your Baron can help, then maybe I do need help. I'm investigating a few things here.
Okay,
Um,
what's the investigation into?
Things in Hardby are getting, and she kind of rolls her eye because she wants to avoid the pond, but she can't. She
I
doesn't
didn't
have
see it
words for it.
coming.
Yeah, things are getting hard in Hardby. As in difficult,
Yeah.
politically difficult. I mean,
Based off of this entire interaction, I'm going to say that she would probably also be doing an insight into me to see if I'm just nuts
yeah. Okay,
or
let's roll.
something's up. You don't
You
need to
you
roll.
okay?
You get an 18. Your result is 24.
What does she read about you?
He is being completely honest. He's just happy to see her and wants to be helpful.
Okay,
That was one of your divination dice.
I see. Showing off the character,
While
and
this
then
conversation's going on,
Crazy.
Mhm.
I'm assuming I've been watching them, kind of
Yeah, you're by the bar.
sipping a drink.
In fact, you know the bartender. It's one of the reasons why you chose this place,
Yeah,
right? It's one of those old haunts, and you know that a lot of people from the syndicate have sort of not a significant portion either have been made to disappear or are hiding as well as you are, right? And the way the syndicate works, because the core of the syndicate are non-humans, right? They're orcs and goblins, hobgoblins, that sort of thing. They use humans and elves and others as a front to what they're doing, right? Usually you operate literally, it's almost day and night. The Thieves Guild controls the day and you mostly control the night.
sounds about right.
You control the syndicate controls basically the south of the city, and the syndicate controls the north. And that's what I mean. The guild controls the north, right? And they're being a power struggle for the last couple of years, right?
Yeah,
Uh, until you know Melvin. I don't want to say Marvin. Marvin
that
Emerson.
damn Melvin.
Melvin came in and fucked things up. Apparently,
I'll take care of him later.
so the bartender sort of leans in and goes like, "So, Larry, are you in trouble or something? You need a little bit of muscle here to take care of things."
Not yet. Less said the better, though, for right now.
All right, then. Just say the word. Yeah.
I'm just
Take care of this before the guard finds out. The guild.
actually, it's probably have to be leaving soon somewhere.
Mm. You got your
At
room
least,
back there. Don't worry about it.
look, if you see any more of the syndicate, and if they're actually running for help, just point them in a direction where they can actually hide.
No.
That's all I'm gonna say, because something's going down, and I don't like it.
Well, don't worry about
And
it.
I know I'm not the only one that thinks that.
Yeah. In fact, the room that you're in is in the first floor and has a little escape hatch that goes to the back alley, and there's some barrels. So if somebody, you can crawl out, it'll be behind the barrels, wait for somebody to pass, and then move some of the barrels and come out, right? The little corner is a little sort of escape hatch. You can come in and out if you need to. That's kind of the things
Yeah.
with the safe house. And so it's like, yeah, all right, I'll keep my eye on this. No worries.
What do you know about the fop over there? And I point to Marcus.
Well, he likes to spend his gold readily, which is always good for me, I don't mind.
He's just making himself a target out of nowhere, but he seems to know her.
Is she trouble or in trouble? How's that shaping up?
Honestly, I don't know. Might be a bit of both, but that's going around. That's going around a lot right now.
The nights are getting colder, and the nights are getting sharper.
I just turn back. I look at Marcus and them talking. Is there any role to eavesdrop on him a little bit or no?
I mean, it would perception.
I'll give it a shot.
That would be that would be my recommendation.
Yeah.
I probably can't hear too much. It's a little too loud in the bar.
Yeah.
I am trying to listen in.
Yeah, and also the hair bro, it doesn't help. And
This is not what my hair normally looks like. I'm actually in disguise at the moment.
So the rest of you, Pandaren, I take it that you got taken a table somewhere else, and you're also observing what's going on. You see that that Marcus went in and got his kiss, and I was talking to a young lady, attractive young lady. The man that was in that table is now talking to the bartender. You're in a corner somewhere else. Like I said, this place is mostly empty. Probably a couple of regulars. Most people are looking down on their drinks, minding their own business, having conversation. Maybe there's a card game here or there, but even then, it's low key, right?
Okay.
The only thing you get is when somebody comes in, you hear a "close the door." Don't let the heat out, right? But aside from that, that's the only thing.
Insulation.
Yeah. And everybody's also trying to stay as close to candles and braziers and or the fireplace that is shooting, to make sure that they're it's cold, but especially for you. That's here, so you're this is not your first winter here, but that's not
still a desperate person.
Yeah, you haven't acclimatized, yes, as of yet.
Yeah.
So, what are you guys? The rest of you, you're looking at the theme. What's your take on it? You're going to try to introduce yourselves. You're going to simply watch. What are you going to do?
What is Marcus doing with Fawn right now? Exactly. They just leave.
They just seem to be
right?
talking. No, they haven't left. They're just talking.
Yeah, talking at the table.
Kix is probably taking care of business for him while he's catching up with friends.
Yeah.
And I assume Marcus will come back and just tell me what's up later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, did what's her name? Did she come with you? I think she did. It's up to you. Septa came to you, or she she went to the keep, or what have you. That's entirely up to you.
I as a player, I don't really care either way. As a character, probably would want to stay in close proximity.
Okay. So she's the one who's being most observing. It's like, so the fop has a type. I see.
Yeah, it seems that way. He I don't really know their relationship, but he did say they were just friends, I think. So.
Oh yes, that's how I usually greet my friends.
Yeah,
with a kiss in the lips in the middle of a
yeah,
it's
strange to say the least.
Normally, people like that either charge you up front or later on, I suppose. Not that I would know anything about that.
Well,
she spit fire.
Yeah, she always spits fire.
Yeah,
that's her character thing.
Yeah. That's
kind of who she is.
She's tsundere, I know she's in the sun instead of dere state. So yeah. So
well, I guess I should go introduce myself and see if
If anybody starts to move closer from that table, I just hold up a finger.
All right, I guess we're not going in. All right.
Very private conversation, I suppose.
I guess.
As long as I don't get horizontal in the middle of the common room, I think we'll be fine.
Can I try and listen in on the conversation between the bartender and not Robert? Definitely not Robert, the
You
character
see,
person.
it's like a 6 foot tall, lanky looking fellow with a bow on his back.
Interesting.
Blonde hair.
Yeah, I think the picture was just up.
Mhm.
I think oh yeah, it's in Discord. That's where it is. Yeah. So you say he's got this mask deal and everything.
Mhm.
Can I tell anything about him from the way he dresses, like if it's regional, kind of thing? I obviously have my the Clunish wear. Marcus has very fancy rich person clothes, but
you could be. I think the
sometimes.
closest would be either inside or history, depends on what you're trying. If you're going for the clothing, then it will be history. If you're going for some other aspect of his behavior, then it would be insight.
And I could also explain like what it looks like he's wearing.
Yeah, that might be helpful.
Like you just see it looks like a piece of leather armor with darker yellow, like golden yellow and black kind of adorning on it. He has like this very dull yellowish black scarf that's around where his neck is, and you know how they have it's like a Western gangster where they have the mouth guard as the handkerchief in front of their face.
Oh yeah, like the bandana thing.
Yeah,
like a
he has.
bandit.
Yeah, exactly. He has one of those up, mostly because there's no way he can technically hide his actual, mouth.
Mhm.
But he so it's mostly leather, orange yellowish, blackish, all around. Pair of hiking boots, and yeah, that's so Robert. Anyway,
Yeah. Does he have any symbols or anything on him?
no,
Visible?
no.
Okay.
That reminds me of something. If I'm looking around the space, if there's writing in other languages anywhere, I can see it.
Yeah, aside from a little
And
bit of
read it.
graffiti in the common tongue, we don't see anything.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, like Jolene was here.
That harlot.
The usual good bar stuff.
Yeah. Smoke if you have them.
Is there any that say Kilroy lives?
Kilroy, yeah, Kilroy was here.
Yep.
What's another one?
Frodo lives.
What's that? Only one man would give me the raspberry. Stuff like that. Stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. I think I'm just gonna try and listen in on his conversation and kind of feel out his vibe.
That would be a. I just said it.
Insight.
Perception.
Insight, perception, history. Okay,
Perception.
All right, make sure I'm on normal here.
I was gonna say roll all 3, you'll get everything.
Well, 12.
They seem to have the kind of conversation that the bartender. They seem to know each other. That's probably the best, and they're keeping it low. So yeah, you're not getting a lot of detail. If you had the weight, you had Marco's ability to read lips. Now that would have been.
I did see them look back at Marcus and Fawn.
That much is true.
So there's some implied context.
And you also saw that he got up from that table and went to the bartender, and so apparently, So back to Fawn and Marcus table. A cat walks by because, of course, the local mouser. And keeps going. Refuses to be petted because he's a working cat. And she's like, I I know that we haven't seen each other in such a long time, and I really don't want to impose, but how can I say? I would use any help that you can give me.
Oh shit, I'm in.
Hmm. That was quick and
Listen,
hopefully
I'm
helpful as well.
I've came back. I've already broken into houses and fought devils in basements.
Well, there might be something your Baron can do. I mean, if he is a Baron, he
Oh,
can talk.
absolutely, of
He can
course.
talk to people that I can't talk to directly.
It's true. It's true. Before
There's
we get anyone else involved in the conversation, be aware I have your back. So if someone turns on you, I'm on your side, not theirs.
oh, good to know. I wish it's a good thing that you're a kissing backer, I suppose.
We'll test that.
And he says basically there's 3 people I've been wanting to talk to, but I cannot get in contact with without blowing my cover or attracting more attention, unwanted attention.
Okay.
He says the 3 persons are Wilburn Carrister, who is the military governor of the city and the real power from Greyhawk, right? The people that are in charge. Daria Elena Norbelos, who is the current despotrix, a figurehead, but technically speaking, she is the leader of the city, technically.
Okay.
And Adeline Thierry, who is claiming to be the new Genetrix. Right now, it hasn't come to blows, right? But there has been some. I'll put the numbers here. So this is Wilburn. He is in fact a half elf. Daria, who is the current despotrix, and Adeline, who is the would-be Genetrix.
Got it.
So you get the number, the names, and everything else. Right now, the like I said, it's been political, and Wilbren has basically stayed out of it, most of it, and just tried to keep the situation going. Her take on it is that Wilbren, this is not the first time somebody has come in and claimed to be descendant of the Mad Mage, although he was not known to have children, or some other, other person attempting to do so. And so, and it's okay. Let me write it. That's tricks. Get the terminology right. And what makes her, but she's getting a following. Like people are being unhappy generally with Greyhawk of late, right? Hardby essentially was forced to join Greyhawk not only because of the connection to the Mad Mage and the oligarchy. They were able to claim that since he was once Lord Mayor of the city, then the Lord Majors that followed had control over this of Hardby, but also because
one
of
was growing the following.
Adeline.
Got it.
The one that is claiming to be the descendant of the Ugrens and the former Genetrix. And also because of the threat from the orcs, even though you're on the other side of Woolly Bay, like I mentioned before, orcs had also not only take to the land, they also take to the seas. There was a couple of decades ago, there were the slavers who attacked a lot of towns and cities along the bay, up and down the bay. And different nations, including Greyhawk. So all of that put enough pressure on the leaders of Hardby to basically accept protection from Greyhawk. But the decades have passed, and now people are like, okay, the threat is over. We don't need to stick around with this. Of course, losing such an important city, if you look at let's go back to the main map, to see the position from where and Woolly Bay is. If you think about it, Hardby is almost at the mouth of the Suntan.
Yeah.
and it controls most of the traffic to it. So it's here, and it's the Sellington River that connects all the way to Greyhawk and goes all the way up to the near dive, which is the Lake of Unknown Depths.
This would also be a really important commercial hub too.
Exactly. It might be quieter in the winter, but that doesn't mean that it's still not an important, military and commercial position. And also, rulers are loath to give up territory that they already have claimed, for obvious reasons. So,
True.
It might make Greyhawk look weak if it's shedding its down. Other towns might decide to leave as well. Yeah, so no, it's unless it's each other. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Anyway, so that's what's happening. But of course, she is. I mean, I don't know if she's also from noble birth. I mean, she is a mage, and that gives her some position. But I don't think that she can claim a title of her own. I don't think so. So she doesn't, and she's been doing other things. So she doesn't have the pull, right? But a baron could at least ask for an audience.
Absolutely no. I think that's something that would be easily possible, and it's something that would make sense too, because would she have informed me of the circumstances of the person fleeing to here?
No, she doesn't feel you on that aspect.
Okay.
She's dealing with the immediate aspects.
Yeah.
Although
Well,
if you do ask, and also the reason, well, there's another reason why that is. But, yeah.
Well, if I could just get, I would love to hear from you and your friend about the background of what's going on and like what started these things, so he can go in with as much ammunition as possible. And maybe there can be a two-pronged attack. Maybe I can be used as a decoy to draw somebody out. Might be a problem. There's various things that can be done.
Hmm.
I can set myself up that I am very difficult to eliminate. So
Let's hope that that's true, because I fear that fighting may break out at any moment if things continue this way.
oh, in that case, I'm definitely helping.
Greyhawk has many enemies, and even if the fighting doesn't, even the city doesn't change hands, this could still do a lot of damage.
What sparked all this chaos?
Well, there's been a spike of prices. Inflation has hit the city. Gold from unknown places coming in. We suspect the Pomarge, but
We might
can't.
actually have some way to confirm it's coming from the Pomarch.
Do you?
Possibly.
That would help.
We have some documentation of intentional movements of gold to influx the economy to do some damage.
I haven't been able to get a hold of any of the actual gold. Probably because it's been washed.
I don't know if we still have it on us. I know that we did show some. I just can't remember if we got it back. Before we get to actual conversation with my Baron and probably the group, because everyone is aware of that, and we can do it in private. Do you think that your friend would like to not friend, acquaintance? Do you think that your acquaintance would like to possibly enlighten more on the situation or have anything to add?
I would have to ask him. And he sort of you see Cargus that Fawn sort of motions you to join you. Random. Do you take the signal?
Yeah. I think after this point of the conversation, Kix is like done with like some simple meal, and he just kind of come over.
Yeah, but also
bring his drink with him.
Also to Cart. What I'm having problems. the name of Robert's.
That wasn't to Kix yet.
No, it wasn't the Kix. No. Yeah.
Okay.
You'll be brought in.
I was emotion to everyone.
I'm just giving
Carganis, actually, to Carganis.
I feel like Alex and Kix are at the same table. I just keep seeing Kix like stand up. Nope.
Not yet. Nope. Not yet.
Up and down.
Oh, it's
No,
like
not
church
you.
all over again.
Yeah.
If this were a comedy, eventually I'd walk over and be like, guys, you need to be cool. Just stop.
This ain't Catholic Church, okay? This is not mass. Just sit your ass down and we're fine.
Hey,
Don't
my
worry.
grandkids say I'm real cool.
Yeah,
That's all that matters.
they say that every Christmas.
Yep. Every time I get the socks.
So does Carganas actually come over or what?
Was I summoned? I will go
Yes.
over if I was
No.
summoned.
So yeah, she's sitting there and it's like, this is my friend and long acquaintance, Marcus. It seems that his recent travels have connected with our own mission here. It
How,
seems he has some abilities that could help us.
how
Him
do
as
they
in
know?
his companions. Marcus, would you care to fill him in on
I have a question before I actually give any information. How good did you craft your disguise?
That's a valid question. I don't know.
Well, you have to roll them.
Because this may very well affect.
I have to
affect
roll
what I
my
say.
disguise, I
Oh,
guess.
boy.
Yes, your disguise kit, yeah.
Yeah.
Against
Which
the
I
most
will-
observant man in the world.
17.
Okay, so like when you walk over and sit down, and after that, well, for financial movements, there's a couple of things we might be able to cross-reference, plus political possibilities. By the way, very good crafting on the disguise. The hair is very well placed.
I just give you
Um,
the steely eyes for that one.
and I say it quiet enough that other people wouldn't hear it. But beyond that, I've been enlightened on the general situation, and the fact that it's extremely tense and inflation. I can't recall if we have any of the supply on hand. But is there anything that you feel is important to add before we actually have conversation with someone who can get an audience with certain people? Possibly. No guarantee, but it's very likely.
Anything to add?
Yes.
What exactly are you actually trying to get an audience for?
Well, I know there has been issues with people trying to take over and growing developments of backing and people supporting different people to take political power through claims of familial ties.
Look up the name Melvin Trow.
Melvin Trow. Okay.
He's the one that I'm after.
Well, if we can come up with a solid plan, I'm willing to use myself as bait to draw somebody out.
I actually smiled at that and I said, that's a little bit bold of you. You think you could actually handle yourself in a fight?
I was on a jungle island in the middle of the ocean, surviving for 5 years without assistance and Yuan-ti.
Not bad.
I can handle myself in a fight.
Well, then what do you propose then? Use you as bait, you said? Is that really what you want to do? Or do you have something more clever?
I think that's the first. I think that's probably the more clever play because it's the obvious one, so it's clearly a trap, so someone's going to bite. Unless you want to take your sweet ass time about it and go about and send flowers to everyone and try and set up some parlay or meeting. You don't seem like a florist.
No, I'm not.